Hi, welcome back to the Jack and Glenn channel. I'm Jackie.
I'm her husband, Glenn.
He's my husband, Glenn.
And before we get started with this couples cam review, make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the bell notification. Also, make sure you check out our Married at First Sight Season 11, Episode 10 review all up there. Also, make sure that you click the link in the description if you enjoy reading or listening to books, as we have a free 30-day trial of Audible in the description.
All right, couples cam. We on a countdown. This is the next to last one, right?
This is the last episode.
This was the last
This was the last episode. This was the series, the season finale of Couples. I'm going to miss this.
Aww.
I thought it was really, before we get into the review, I thought it was really interesting to see them outside of production, everyday life with them home in the midst of the pandemic, the COVID-19. It was interesting to see how they function. We saw a lot of things in their life that we wouldn't normally see on the show. You saw, Greg losing the business. You saw how they interact with kids. We saw
closing. He didn't lose it.
Closing the business. Sorry. We saw a birth with Jamie. We saw people who contracted a pandemic, contracted COVID. Elizabeth and Jamie. Mm-hmm. We also saw people get pregnant. We saw three out of the couples on there.
Which brings us to
3 out of 9 got pregnant. So it was a lot going on during the COVID-19 when it was quarantined.
Right, like I said. So that brings us to the opening. So we closed last time with Deonna and Greg. When Deonna was taking a pregnancy test. The ovulation test she got, it had a pregnancy test and an ovulation test. And so she took the pregnancy test and she was like, "Ooh, I think, is that a plus sign?" And so she calls Greg in to say, we're pregnant, his pregnancy test. And he's like, no. He's like, no, that's not a plus sign, no. Nah. And so she took another pregnancy test. And another one. And another one. For a total of 4. She took 4 pregnancy tests. And all of them, they had plus sign. It may have been a little bit light, but it was a plus sign.
Even the digital one was right.
Bruh, every last one of them. And so it was like he had to sit down. She said, "Oh, I feel hot. Are you hot?" He said, "I'm hot." They told me they feel hot. Like, this is what you wanted. See, the thing is, this is why I think I said this before. When they were like, when you come off birth control pills, it take a while for your body to get right. That is not always true. I'm telling you. For one of my children, I didn't even come off of my birth control pills. Like, I just missed pills. It don't take no time.
Nah, it doesn't take time.
It don't take no time. So, but But we're excited and happy for them. They got a baby on the way, and Deonna was like, I kind of was hoping I hadn't scared Greg away with my baby fever.
But he wasn't scared at all. I think Greg was happy. He was like. She was shocked that it happened so soon, and we don't know if it's production who's making it seem like it's so soon, or was this at the beginning of COVID where they got off the birth control pills, and so now you're looking at maybe a 6-month span where this is at. So we don't really know the time frame of the show, because she could have been off for a while, and it could be 6 months later. It could be a great time frame, because you go on Instagram, you see them holding up the sign. So I'm reckoning she didn't tell everybody that she was just now getting pregnant. Most people wait at least 3 months before they even announce that they're pregnant.
Yeah,
but we saw that, and so, but I did like when she went, oops, because she does that a lot. Oops. I thought that was, I thought it was pretty cute and cool. The
other thing with Deonna and Greg, a package came in the mail. Greg was like, "You got a package?" She was like, "I got a package. What is it?" And it was so cute. He got her. It's a pregnancy journal. It's called Bump for Joy, where she could put all her little memories in and everything. It was really cute and sweet. And she was like, "Oh, it was the sweetest thing."
I thought that was cool too. And I told you while we was watching, like, you know what? Mom might be getting that fever. And but that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, he was like, "I'm so happy for them, excited for them, and I like babies. I almost kind of want to have another baby."
No, we might adopt them.
That would be cute. But babies grow up, and that's where we at right now.
Well, that's where we were.
Teenagers.
2 teenagers.
And that's a little bit rough. They don't stay babies long. But besides that, I cannot. Y'all, please forgive me.
I was hitting you in your pockets too, teenagers. Dog.
But Dad, and then please forgive me if this is you, and I can say this because it was me. I don't want to be that grandma-looking mother at events and stuff. I had the grandma-looking mother. I mean, it was back way back. Grandmas don't look like that no more.
No.
But I'm talking about my mom looked older than everybody else because she had me in her old age. So that's where I would be at right now. I'm not doing it.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
I'm not doing it.
No, we're not doing that.
I mean, we can't anyway, but that's none of y'all business. But anyway, so then at the end we see them. They're both excited about expecting the baby, and they're both nervous, understandably. Yeah. You know, because being a first-time parent, you don't really know what to expect. You've had other people's babies, but you probably never had them like
24/7.
24/7. 365.
But this one, and again, this is the one you're responsible for, the one that you want to raise. And in this world, there's some fearful things that's going on, that's been going on, and you want to make sure that the baby in their lifestyle is taken care of, is comfortable, and everything is good. And so I've been there. You know, I'm not saying, Greg, that's where you have lost employment, or you lost it, and now you found out you're having a baby. And so you want the financials to be there. You want this to be. So it's just a lot of things that go through your mind. But you're happy that she's pregnant, and you're happy that everything comes out healthy.
Yeah, and I thought it was really cute too. And they sealed it with the prayer. And that was sweet.
Sealed it with the prayer.
They prayed together for the pregnancy, for the baby, and that they'd be the best parents that they could be. I thought that was really sweet because we haven't seen that from them since their season when he talked about what church you go to. I'm a what was he, security or usher, one of them. Yeah. He did something.
He worked in the church.
Yeah, so I thought that was cute.
And she said she hadn't been in a while because she was watching online and said she was trying to figure out what kind of church home.
They all watching online now.
Well, we all watching online now. So.
But that was cute. So we got one couple expecting right there, and so let's go to our other couple that's expecting, Bobby and Danielle. Yeah. So Bobby and Danielle. She goes for her 20-week appointment, her 20-week scan, where they make sure everything is as it should be. If you've ever been pregnant before, you know that 20-week one is the big one. Mm-hmm. So they're measuring the femur and the humerus. They're looking at the spine. They're looking at the head and everything. So she goes for her 20-week scan, which I'm surprised she still has to go by herself. He sat in the car. But I'm thinking maybe because it was the baby was with him.
The baby was with him. They didn't want to let him go inside.
Yeah, but I feel like they still... I thought they made it. No, I thought they, even during COVID, I thought, for pregnant women, like your spouse is allowed in there.
But they're also in Texas too, so that's a whole different.
Yeah, I don't know. But she went in by herself, and before it was like, what would you do if when they go in there, they see little labia and it's a girl? And Bobby was like, I'll be okay. I just be happy to have a baby. So she went in, she had her ultrasound. When she comes back, she shows him the video.
Yes. And he was happy with the video. And then, like me, he's in clear fashion, sitting in the car. You ever been to the hospital where your wife has been in the car? And while been in the hospital, you sitting in the car, you sitting there waiting, and a lot of things run through your mind. A lot of things. So, you probably took a nap without playing. But when she got in the car, something hits her on the side of the face. He's playing with spitballs. Now, I didn't see a straw or anything. So, to me, he spit it right out of his mouth.
Bobby.
And hit her on the side of the face.
Bobby. She said, man, I've been getting this moist for a while.
Wow. I've been getting this moist for a while. But he playful. I mean, I like Bobby and Danielle. You see their season and where they came from. He's real playful.
And she said, I'm hoping that a boy will bring out a more serious side. That's what she's saying by looking at him, look at the video, and he's like this. And then after that, that's when he hits her in the face with the spitball.
I don't care. To me, as being a father of a boy, it didn't make me more serious. It made me want to be more playful.
Yeah, it's worse.
But now with the girl, you become more serious because you don't want to hurt him, you don't want to deal with him. But being a father of a son, it's like Playful City.
Yeah. So we go from there with them. They're at home talking. And she says, I feel better now that we've reached this milestone, this 20 weeks. Yeah. Because that's your halfway point. You got 20 more to get to 40, hopefully. Mm-hmm. Some people go a little bit earlier, some later. But she says, I'm happy to pass this milestone. Now I'm ready, I think, to pick a baby name.
Yeah, because, she had challenges during her pregnancy the first time, and I think when you have challenges in your pregnancy, you get nervous, you get scared, and you get leery. Mm-hmm. You want everything to go well, and it's always in the back of your mind, what could happen next? Mm-hmm. Could this be the time I go to the doctor and I get bad news?
Right. So she's a little more at ease, and they're talking about boy names, and she says, you know what, I'm good with another Robert Dodd. So he would be Robert Dodd the fourth. The fourth. And she was like, I'm fine with that. He was like, well, you could always go with the classic nickname for Robert. He doesn't have to go by Robert. Bob. We could go by Bob or Bobby, which he goes by Bobby. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking he could go by Rob to be a little bit different Yeah, but so.
That sounds so professional.
Rob Dodd.
Dodd the fourth.
Robert's Dodd the fourth.
Robert Dodd the fourth. Esquire.
Yes. Exactly. So that was good for Bobby and Danielle. That's the second pregnancy. So she's moving right along. We're glad to see that. And
let's do it.
Okay, so let's go to Anthony and Ashley.
Anthony and Ashley.
Okay, last we saw Anthony and Ashley, she was having bleeding. She was concerned about the pregnancy. They reassured her that everything's okay, but she was bleeding and she was not comfortable.
And then she shared on the Zoom call with the rest of the couples that she was having some bleeding and some difficulties, and they had a scare. But everything was doing well, and she's doing fine now. And I like how Jessica, the nurse, kicked in at Jessica, and she's like, oh, yo, okay, you doing well? You doing okay? Mm-hmm. You saw Jessica like, oh, that's not good. But she was like, okay, everything's fine. And that kicked in with her. And so you see that, and then we go to Anthony, who's talking to the camera. And he said, I had a dream. Mm-hmm. I had a dream. He said, the last time I had a dream, and with me and Ashley, it goes back to when we first met. He shows the clip of him telling Dr. Pepper that he dreamed that his wife's name started with an A.
Well, yeah, he saw an A. It was a flashlight, and it rolled over, and it revealed an A.
It revealed an A. And so that came true because his wife's name is Ashley.
Yeah, he said he has a lot of dreams that come true.
Yeah.
So
this dream he said he dreamed that it was a girl.
Right, among other things, because he also had a dream that the party was gonna be a disaster.
Oh yeah, they shoot it up. It's gonna fly over the place, set fire, stuff on fire, just burn. Yeah. It just wasn't gonna go good when they shot up whatever shot it to expose the baby. Yeah, expose what the sex of the baby.
Yeah, so he was like preparing for this. He was like, he really wanted to.
No one shoots anything. No one shoots anything until it's time to go. No one plays with anything. No one touches anything. No one does anything until we say go.
He absolutely did not want that part of his dream to come true. But the other part where he says, because she kept trying to get him to say, what do you think the baby is? The sex of the baby is what it is. It's not going to change because you say something. Mm-hmm. And he would not say anything to her. And so he did. He said to the camera, he said, in my dream, he said, I had a dream it was a girl.
But he really wanted a boy. So that's why he didn't want to say anything. He didn't want to jinx it.
And at the party, he asked, everybody he asked was like, I think it's a girl, I think it's a girl. And he said, here's this my ace in the hole right here. I'm going to ask my father-in-law, what do you think the baby is? And he says, it's a girl. I'm like, dang.
My father said one of our kids was a son. And it was a son.
It absolutely was.
Everybody else was saying, oh, it's a girl. He was like, no. He said, nah. It's a boy.
Yeah.
He said, I done had a conversation with the man upstairs. It's a boy.
Yeah, so it says, everybody said it was a girl. And I told my husband, anyway, from looking at Ashley, I was like, she looks like she's having a girl.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all know, but it's a different way that ladies carrying baby boys and ladies carrying baby girls usually look. It's not always the case, but I found it to be true a lot of the time. Yeah. So Ashley looked like she was carrying a girl because she's carrying it everywhere. Like you could tell she was pregnant. But anyway, so Anthony's all dressed in blue at the party. And they're like, wait, what are you doing? Okay. He was like, oh, I just happened to have picked this out. Yeah, blue shirt, blue pants, blue cup. He had blue everything. But anyway, so it comes time.
And they exploded.
And
nothing but pink comes out.
Pink cloud.
A pink cloud.
And Anthony had said that if he saw that it was a boy, that he would just jump in the pool with all his clothes on. She was like, well, what are you going to do if it's a girl? He was like, I'm just going to run. I'm going to run and keep on running. And she said, you ain't never going to come back.
He was like, no. So he took off running.
He didn't try to be funny with the camera. I'm running.
But if you really look at it, his head dropped for a minute. Like, but then he got excited.
Yeah, he was like, I'm happy. I'm happy to have a girl. As long as the baby's healthy.
Baby's healthy.
And that's how we all should feel.
He's like, help me. I'm the only guy.
He's going to be all right. All right, so that was cute. All right, so let's go from babies to anniversary type things. So, Christine and Keith.
Kristine and Keith is coming up on 2 years.
Yes.
Coming up on 2 years from the season and the anniversary, so they decided to paint a room in the house.
Because they can't go out and celebrate.
They can't go out and celebrate one they want. Yeah. So Keith decided on some mint green, and Kristine had some gray.
Yes.
And so they painted a rectangle on the wall to see which color was going to be best looking.
And she meant, I don't want that green.
That one, that green. She said that green looked like puke. Looked like throw up. It looked terrible. In my eyes, I can't see. And it was for a guest room. It was for a guest room. When I wake up in the middle of the night or wake up in your guest room, I don't want to see a whole bunch of green.
But it was light green. I could see if it was lime green or a deep, like I wouldn't put a Kelly green on the wall. But I mean, I feel like it was light green. It was tolerable to me. But anyway, so
they decided to have a paint off.
They decided to paint their wedding portrait.
Yeah. And
whoever painted the best was going to win. And Keith had already set himself up for failure. Because he said, my wife is artistic. She's creative.
She's creative.
I don't know how this going to go.
It didn't know how to go. And when you look at Keith's picture, like, okay, it looked nice.
It started
off nice. When you look at Kristine, she started with the eyes. You saw the detail in the eyes. I'm like, oh, crap. This dude is in trouble here. Like, there's no way. And when we saw the final picture and you saw that Kristine won, so they painted the room. We'll end up painting the room gray.
Yeah.
One thing I did not like, and maybe we missed it, they never got back to the basement.
Oh, yeah. I hope the daddy came and got all.
Hope daddy came and hooked him up, dog.
Yeah, but the funniest thing was Kristine was like, "Who is that supposed to be? Me?
Me?
My jaw, my chin is not that big." And Keith had big old.
Well, the neckline. I told you what the neckline looked like.
Yeah, he tried to do the necklace, but the necklace, and I guess what you really could see in the picture, maybe the sweetheart neckline, but the sweetheart, it wasn't flattering at all. But Kristine won. So they're painting the room gray.
Right.
Yep. All right. So let's do Jessica and Austin.
Jessica and Austin.
Okay. Good. Jessica and Austin. So let's see. They talked about where they've been and how they've had these experiences, and we got married to a stranger, and we got a dog, and we're looking for a house, and we almost got a house, but that didn't work out. So
yeah, because she said the house was too expensive, just couldn't fit in their budget.
Right.
It was gonna be a big stretch.
And they're close to Jessica. We find out close to Jessica taking his name. She hasn't taken his name yet. They just celebrated an anniversary. So with all that, they were like, maybe to make everything feel real, we should take a family portrait.
Yeah. I just haven't. I wonder if all couples did that. That made me think. When they got married on Married at First Sight, did all couples take the last person's name, or was that just her decision? And after you did the 8 weeks, I understand maybe not the first 8 weeks because you got to go through all that paperwork again. But after the 8 weeks and y'all said, yeah, we're gonna stay together, why haven't you? In a year's time, you haven't decided to take his name? That was my like, you ain't take his name yet, like.
Yeah, no, she hadn't done it yet, and it wasn't for lack. It wasn't for lack of not wanting to be.
Right.
She just hadn't done it because honestly, it's paperwork you have to go through. You know, it's you got to change your social security cards, you got to change your driver's license, you have to file your paperwork. You know, I did it twice.
Seemed like experience.
I did it twice, because I was hyphenated. But I had so much trouble. I thought hyphenation would be better. But I had so much trouble with still getting mixed up with people. So I unhyphenated.
Plus, she really loved me. She wanted to take on my name fully.
So I unhyphenated my name.
Yes.
And
it was a goal. And we achieved that goal early in the marriage.
So, no. It wasn't, no.
A couple years.
When I unhyphenated, our son was like 1. A little less than 1. But anyway... So I think that's what it is, been holding her back. She knows it's going to be a process and to get it all done. But so they're going to take a family portrait, and Rex don't want to stay still.
Rex had ADD.
They trying to get him to look at the camera. He wasn't looking at the camera. And finally they get some resemblance of some decent pictures.
Yeah. And
so we see them later. They talk about how they've had time to bond during quarantine time. They like to go out to eat, but they've been having dinners at home.
Yeah, saving a little bit of money. So you can afford that house.
Yeah, and just
for their house,
trying something different too. You know, just cooking together. And so they sit down and have dinner this time. And so Jessica has a surprise for Austin, and it's their family portrait. She got 3 good pictures out of it. One of her and Rex, one of him and Rex, and one of the 3 of them. Yeah. That actually came out. It looked like they took a whole lot of pictures.
A whole bunch of pictures. She had a hard time picking which one, but it took. It's good to see how they grew in 1 year. I'm glad they was actually on the show because usually we don't get to see the couple right after the wedding. I mean, right after their season, we had to wait for a while. But it was good to see Jessica and Austin as you saw them progress kind of within the last year to celebrate. Yeah,
and so their celebration, they got the family portrait, and we find out the portrait says it's the Hurd.
The Hurd.
Because Austin's last name is Hurd, Hurd, which he said at the wedding, Hurd like turd. Hurd like turd. And so he says the Hurd, like both of us the Hurd. She was like, yeah, I filed my paperwork, my name changed paperwork. Oh, yeah.
He was so happy.
He was happy.
He was excited.
She said, I'm going to officially be Jessica Hurd.
Jessica Hurd.
That was cute for them.
Jessica Hurd.
Yeah.
Not Turd, Hurd.
Yes, Hurd. I said
it's a Rex Hurd.
Yeah.
Do your animal use your last name?
Yes. People do that.
So Rex Hurd.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
But so that was cute for them. So she's gonna officially be Mrs. Jessica Hurd. All right. So that was nice for them. After that, let's go to Elizabeth and Jamie.
Elizabeth and Jamie, they're in SoCal. They went down to Santa Barbara.
They went to Santa Barbara.
They went to Santa Barbara, took a trip to Santa Barbara, and she really enjoyed it. They enjoyed the trip. They enjoyed the scenery. Enjoyed spending some quality time with each other. They just came off of their COVID-19 vacation, and they needed to get away from San Francisco. They needed to get out, and so they took a trip down to Santa Barbara weekend down there and really enjoyed it. But when on their way back, that's when she discovered there's a lot going on. They seen fires, and now they got back to San Francisco. It was so much smoke. And she like, yo, I just can't take anymore. I just can't take anymore. There's a lot going on. We've been in the pandemic. Now we're dealing with fires. Now we're dealing with smoke. I'm still confined to this house. I want to move, Jamie.
Yeah, she was like, I want to go from NorCal to SoCal. Because it was so nice out there and spacious and pretty and beachy and just nature-like. She was like, this is more my speed, not Silicon Valley. Right. I don't want to be there. And so Jamie's like, well, we'd have to break our lease. If we're going to go, we'll have to break our lease. And, it'll cost us more money. And, she's like, oh, Jamie, I just really want to move to SoCal. And Jamie, in great husband fashion, says he already knew.
Well, I've talked to the rental people, and they said we could break our lease and we can move.
She was like, Jamie already knew his wife was like, oh, Lord.
She gonna let this die.
Because she didn't rest till we went to freaking Charlotte and ended with COVID-19. So she not going to turn this loose. Because she don't learn. She doesn't learn. But yep, he said he had already spoken to the apartment manager. And they can get out of their lease.
Yeah.
They just got to pay a termination
fee, which is good for them. They move it on. I for one, I'll say this in a good way. I'm happy they still together. Not surprised, because I think I said on our review, if you go back and check it out, that I said, and I say this in just crazy like crazy. So when you get two people who are kind of kooky, they're gonna stay together.
Yeah.
And we said that even in the review back then on the episode of Charlotte, Married at First Sight Charlotte, that they would stay together. So I'm happy for them to grow. I mean, even on this, I think I said last week, you didn't see too many fights between them two. They were able to compromise and have conversation about these issues and situations, and they're learning each other, which is good. And it's part of growth in marriage.
Yeah, they've come full circle for me. You know, they were a trip on their season.
And Beth really liked the fact that Deonna was pregnant. She cried.
Yeah. Oh, they talked about that too. Maybe we can start playing the family, because these were the two on their season. They were like, when they interviewed and they applied or whatever, they said they did want kids, but then when they got together, they were like, I really don't want kids. And so now they're coming back like, maybe we do want kids.
If all your friends start having kids and everyone you hang around with and people you associate with start having kids, guess what you're going to start wanting?
It makes you want to have kids.
It makes you want to have kids.
Yeah. All right, and so last but not least, we're gonna go to the last couple that has a child. I think they started the whole pregnancy thing. They was like one of the first ones, right?
I think they were one of the first ones.
Had Jamie had? Well, of course Jamie had her Hensley already. Yeah. But I'm talking about one of the first ones to come to the reunion pregnant type thing, like real close after. Right, so we go to Jephte and Shawniece. Jephte and Shawniece.
Which is full circle.
Oh, man. Jephte went from stranger danger to he really likes and loves his wife.
And
this pandemic has been taking a toll on them.
It's taking a toll on them, and they're making them do things close together. So, Jephte decided to do something nice for him and his wife. Do you want to start there? Yeah, we're good. Yeah. He wanted to do something nice for him and his wife. And he decided to take her back to Boston, to the place where they said to the place where they spent the night at after their wedding, back to the hotel in Boston, and they.
That wasn't Jephthe's thing. Men always want to take credit. That was not Jephthe's thing.
He did take the credit for that.
No, she gave Jephte because she wanted to give him a nice dinner. She had spent all day cooking.
Yes.
And he called and said he was taking an extra shift and he wasn't going to make it.
He wasn't going to make it. And right. And she was kind of depressed and upset at the fact that he wasn't able to hear. And she told baby Laura, this is just going to be me and you tonight.
Yes. And so that was only one of the things that she was going to do. The other thing was she got the room from their honeymoon night at the hotel.
See,
where they got married.
I always thought that was Jephthe's idea.
No, she said she was giving Jephte her surprise gift for him.
Excuse me, then I was wrong. Apologize. She got me right.
Yes.
See, I give you credit when you're right and I'm wrong.
Yes, he said it looks like a room key. She said it is a room key.
Yes.
It's for our honeymoon. The exact room.
The exact honeymoon suite they spent in.
Yes.
Almost 3 years ago.
Yep. They said 3 years later, now they're a lot closer. And she says Jephthe's like her best friend. Mm-hmm. And, we've gotten better.
They've gotten better. And you can see where they've gone, where they went from stranger danger to being married to arguing to not wearing their rings to this episode, Jephte having to go to New York and spend time with his family to get away because of the pressure of COVID being around her all the time. She had to work on her hair salon, her hairline, having to take care of baby Laura. Jephte not working around the house, doing the laundry. It became overwhelming for her, where Jephte in his mind had to be like, you know what, I need to reconnect.
Yep.
And this trip helped them reconnect.
Yes. And now we get to Jephthe's part.
Excuse me, I thought the whole thing was Jephthe's part. I thought the whole thing was not Jephthe's part. So Jephte goes, they takes her on a picnic.
Yes.
They go on a picnic, he lays a blanket out, he tells her he has a surprise for her. Mm-hmm. And he gives her a nice bag.
Yes.
And and she's like, well, look at the bag. She's like, oh.
It's a triple gift.
It's a triple gift, yeah. Looked in the bag, she had a wallet to go with the bag, matching wallet, matching bag. Gotta have the same, because you don't want to have the bag and I had a wallet, because people joke on you about that. But anyway, you gotta have he had the bag, had the wallet, and he said, well, the triple gift, so there's something else in there.
She was like, it is.
It's something else.
And so she was looking in there deep.
And then she gets that cry face.
Oh, she had the ugly cry face.
No. Jephte has bought her. He put the ring in there, and he's ready to wear the ring again.
Yeah, because they stopped wearing them because they
didn't feel like they were married.
They didn't feel like they were married. They were having so many issues, and it was at the point where they felt like, and she pretty much told her mom, like, we're gonna get a divorce. Like, I can't do it no more. I don't want to do it anymore. And so they stopped wearing their rings, and they said that they would get back to wearing their rings when they felt like they were in a good place where they felt married. And so Jephte felt like he got in there. And whoo-wee, if she didn't ugly cry.
She cried and cried because all she wants is to be married to Jephte. And you can see that she loves him.
Yeah,
and I think he loves her too, but I think she loved him since the episode. I mean, she really loved him. She really been trying. She really want to make this work. She doesn't want to be divorced. She wants this thing to work out with Jephte, even the time where, he wasn't always, I can say, faithful, always right with her. Mm-hmm. And she want to make it work.
Yeah, and Jephte said he was giving her the ring too because he loved her and he wanted to be with her. And he came to the realization that in marriage, you're going to have some disagreements. You're going to have some fights.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you're not married. Every married couple goes through it. And it doesn't mean it's the end either. It's just you have to get past it. And so he was like, having a fight doesn't mean it's over.
It doesn't mean it's over.
Yeah.
And so I like them. I enjoyed this couple's cam.
Yeah.
That they did during the COVID-19. I hope they continue this. I know everybody's not in COVID, but I think they need to continue the show with different couples, or give Greg and Deonna a spin-off show of Bobby and Danielle, so we can see the process of the baby.
I could see that. They did that before with pregnancies.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll do one following the pregnancies.
Following pregnancies, I think it's good to see that it becomes a connection that you get with some of these people, and see how they're handling the coronavirus, just like you're handling the coronavirus. But there's no babies over this way.
Nope.
But we're handling very well, though.
Yes. So, but thank you for joining us for the last episode of Couples Cam review.
But make sure you check out our Married at First Sight review. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell notification. And make sure you don't miss any of our reviews. Hey, until next week's episode of Married at First Sight.
Bye.
Bye.